Hi, my name is Jania Garwat. I'm here with my group members Annie and Dulcia, and today we will be talking about historic commerce and wellness, more specifically the Merchandise Mart in Chicago, also known as the Mart. So, starting off, I'll be telling y'all a bit about the history of the Mart. The Mart was constructed in 1930 and it was designed by Marshall Field and Company. It took roughly 19 months to finish. It started in 1928, finished in 1930. And it was designed with the Art Deco style. And at the time of its construction, it was the largest building in the world until that title was taken over by the Pentagon. It boasts almost 4 million, or just around 4 million square feet, and it was known to be Chicago's epicenter of American commerce. The idea was really to make the Mart the wholesale center of the world, really focusing on that commerce aspect in the early days of its construction, and even until really later on. They really tried focusing more on the commerce side, on the business aspect, seeing that on the first floor, for example, it was a way to show that, hey, markets could be built inside. Like, you could do your shopping indoors while still having all the space and all the room for it. And the Mart was really that place. It had a lot of space, 27 floors. It was made out of terracotta. The exterior was made of terracotta, and the first owner was the Marshall Field and Company from 1930 to around 1945, and then it was sold to the Kennedy family, more specifically Joe Kennedy, who, fun fact, was President Kennedy's father. And then later on, it was sold to the Vornado Realty and Trust in 1998 to 2018. And then finally, it was sold off to related companies. So several different shareholders had places within the building. And that was from 2018 to where it is now. And finally, I want to talk about our concept for this project. For our concept, we were really focusing on Chicago as an adaptive organism, showing how stuff can be constructed from all the way back, and it can still be recycled, changed up a bit, and still hold so much meaning today. And starting off with the commerce side, Annie will be filling us in.
As a group, we decided to focus on the Merchandise Mart for our subtopic to talk about Chicago's historical wellness and commerce. The Mart is a huge commerce hub. It was built in the 1930s, and its actual original design was meant to be a hub for commerce and trade. It was built in a really rough time for America. We were struggling with the Great Depression, undergoing World War II. So it was kind of built as a symbol of resilience, in my opinion. It has just boomed since that time. It is an enormous building, and it is built in a wonderful Art Deco style, which is pretty ornamental, and it shows the craftsmanship of the work that went into it. So the Mart has really grown from, of course, the startup as a trade hub. It actually changed into a governmental building, and then it tried to get startup tech companies going, and of course we know now that it is mainly for events and conferences such as NeoCon, and there's also things like Art on the Mart. So it's really a hub for interior design innovations now and designers. So we really kind of assumed that it was fate that kind of led this huge architectural landscape and icon from going kind of saving it and restored into its beauty that it is now. Designers from all over the world have loved this building for so long, and now they get to visit it every year if they would like for NeoCon. So we really see it as a beautiful adaptation, as in a worm to a cocoon to a butterfly. I love that it has kept its Art Deco roots. They haven't changed much of the outside facade at all, if at all, but the interior has been adapted really well to fit our times and our needs now. It's very accessible, there's a lot of wayfinding and different things like that. So it's really helpful that we have adapted it to be what it is today. Another reason for its success in general is just because it's such an iconic landmark, and it's in pretty downtown Chicago. There are 2 central train lines that run by it straight to the entrance that we did travel on, and I'm sure many thousands of people travel on those lines. It is the brown and the purple line, so that's also really helpful with its success as well, and it's on the beautiful riverside. As we know, another symbol of adaptation in itself is the river. It used to be known for its polluted, dirty smell, but now it's a public attraction, and it's really amazing that the Mart gets to encompass some of that river walk as well. So the Mart continues to leave a legacy for designers, and it just kind of honors its architectural history, and we admire that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Docia Fuentes, and today I will be talking about how the Mart supports wellness through sustainability, and then also how it's very user-centered designed. So it wasn't until the early 90s that the Mart actually started incorporating sustainability into the building. So they focused more on the energy use, water use. Also, they focused on the indoor air quality and waste reduction. So in 1998, the Mart was actually bought by Vornado, and Vornado is a real estate investment trust, and they're very big on sustainability. And in 2007, the Mart was actually able to achieve a LEED Silver certification, and then in 2013 it was upgraded to a LEED Gold certification, and then it actually became the largest building in the world to become LEED certified. So a little bit more about Vornado and its goals when it comes to sustainability. They hope to one day be able to use 100% renewable energy, specifically energy that is wind powered. And then they also offer real-time energy tracking, so its tenants can look up their energy usage online. And then Vornado also conducts air and water testing twice a year, so they make sure that there's no VOCs or CO2 in the air. And then for the water, they test for bacteria, metals, chlorine, and then pH levels. And the Mart actually holds a lot of other certifications other than LEED. One of them is Fitwell. So Fitwell is all about the human health, movement, nourishment. And then they also hold a Reset certification. So the certification specifically focuses on the indoor air quality of the space. And not only that, but the Mart also has a lot of amenities for its tenants. So they have a fitness center, they have a lounge area where they can connect, they might want to relax, work, and then also they have a lot of natural light throughout the space. And then they have access to the river, which is very important. And in the space, they also bring nature indoors by having a lot of greenery throughout the space. So you see plants here and there. And not only that, but the Mart has a very universal design. So you can see that it has elevators, escalators. The buttons on the elevators have Braille for those who are visually impaired. and you can also see that they really care about the user navigating the space. So you see a lot of wayfinding. You see wayfinding carpet. Also in the ceilings, you can see a lot of linear light fixtures that really help the user navigate the space. And not only that, but you can see it in the signage. There's a lot of wayfinding signage everywhere. I noticed that there was a lot of icon and word signage, so that's very important when it comes to universal design. So the MART is able to really support the environment health, and then also support the human health.